Hello friends, welcome to Research Your Food Knowledge platform. I hope you are all doing great. In this video, I'm going to talk about low sodium salt. So many people think that this product is a fraud because how can sodium be lesser in sodium chloride? So that's what many people think, and we are going to answer whether if this product is actually a fraud, and we are going to find out what are the actual reasons why this product actually exists in the world, right? So let's start the presentation. So the first thing is actually why does this product exist in the market? That is a very important question because if you see, hypertension affects more than 1.28 billion people in the world, right? So this is one of the health problems that is affected by almost like probably one of the biggest health problems of the world. And hypertension is also called as silent killer because it doesn't show any symptoms in many people actually. So people are very less likely to know that they have a problem like this. So hypertension is basically higher blood pressure than normal for like consistent amount of time in a day, right? And since this is a serious problem, there needs to be some solution that needs to be created for this problem, right? So that is one of the reasons why this product actually exists, right? And if you see the global average intake, right? For example, World Health Organization recommends people to consume less than 2 grams of sodium, right? So if you take sodium chloride, that is table salt that we use every day. So typically table salt has 40% as sodium, right? If you take sodium chloride and calculate the molecular weight and find out how much sodium exists in it. So typically 40% of sodium chloride is sodium, and we have problem with sodium more than chloride part, right? So the thing is, if you take for example 5 grams of sodium chloride table salt in a day, you will be getting about 2 grams of right, sodium. So the thing is, as per the World Health Organization data and recommendations, so in a day we should not consume more than 1 teaspoon, that is 5 grams of table salt. But the problem is people are consuming more than double the amount, right? So if you see the average mean intake of sodium in the world, it's more than 4 grams, okay, so more than double. And this is leading to a lot of problems. And if you see in the world, every year 1.89 million people, 18 point close to 19 lakh people are dying because of high sodium consumption. What's the problem? Like if you see high sodium consumption regularly, it leads to cardiovascular problems. It can lead to heart attack, and it can lead to even stroke. It increases the risk of gastric cancer, and even many kidney diseases are because of high sodium consumption. So this product actually promises, I mean, if you see low sodium salt products, if you look at the products in the market, which we are going to talk about some examples also. So they say that these products are healthier because they have less sodium, right? And that is beneficial for your heart. So let's find out actually are they really beneficial and who should avoid this product, and overall review about this product, right? So let's find out this. And first of all, let's understand what low sodium salt is, right? I was talking about the question that people have, right? How can sodium be lesser in sodium chloride? So basically what this product is, for example, if you take 1 kg of salt packet, right? So typically normal salt contains 100% salt, right? There are some anti-caking agents and some other ingredients that are there, but mostly majority of it is sodium chloride, that is table salt. So the problem is if you are using the normal table salt, so the whole amount of whatever you are using, the amount you are getting sodium only. So whereas this low sodium salt, what it does is it replaces certain part of sodium chloride with potassium chloride or magnesium chloride, but mostly it is potassium chloride, right? So what happens is, for example, certain products have 10% potassium chloride, certain have 15, 17, 30, even some products have up to 50% of potassium chloride also added to that. So the basic idea of low sodium salt is coupling sodium chloride along with potassium chloride. That is the concept of low sodium salt. And we are going to understand why this concept works and why is this added, I mean potassium chloride. We are going to find out in the subsequent slides, right? So that's the basic concept, and it is marketed as a healthy product because this product is trying to reduce the amount of sodium consumption, right? As the name says, low sodium salt. So it's trying to reduce the amount of sodium that you are consuming in a day. That's why they market it as a heart healthy product, right? So let's find out if it is actually healthier. And if you look at the typical composition of the low sodium salts, it varies from brand to brand. But if you see, generally 50 to 70% of the product is sodium chloride. Of course, some products, for example, have much more sodium than that. So it is basically how much amount of sodium chloride is replaced by potassium chloride. That is the concept here, right? So yeah, as I said, I'll speak about some brands. So these are Morton Light Salt and Low Salt. These are popular brands in the US, and for example, Tata Salt Light, Super Light, these are products in India. So if you take Tata Salt Light, for example, so it has 15% potassium chloride and 85% as sodium chloride, right? Whereas if you take Super Light, it has 30% potassium chloride and 70% sodium chloride. So basically the idea here is that adding potassium chloride to sodium chloride and making it a total product of low sodium salt. That is the basic concept here, okay? Now, let's understand the science behind this. Why is this done actually? And as I said, sodium reduction is very important because so many people are dying, and the cases of hypertension, kidney problems, and even strokes, and these things are like significant in the world, and they are increasing in many parts of the world. And the average consumption of sodium, as I said, throughout the world is very, very high. I mean, if you see majority of the communities or countries where you calculate this amount, most of the people are consuming much higher sodium, right? Whether it is through processed foods, packaged foods, foods from the restaurants, and even many food products have hidden hidden sodium in that, right? That's a problem. Many people don't even know that there is sodium in those products. For example, other than simply adding sodium chloride, salt, you have certain flavor enhancers that also contain this sodium, right? And this sodium is like, it's hidden in many products that we generally don't think of, right? So that's one of the reasons why this problem is leading to a lot of problems. And the studies found out that when you, especially in case of hypertensive people, when these people reduce the amount of sodium in their diet, it improved their situation. Actually, it reduced their blood pressure readings. So it's a proven fact, right? So, and one more thing, if you look at the potassium, the importance of potassium, why is only potassium chloride added? That is also very important, right? When we are replacing sodium chloride with something else, why are we adding potassium? That is also a logical question, right? So definitely potassium is actually an essential nutrient for human beings and also many other animals also. And if you look at the requirements, right? So as I said in the starting of the video, you should not go beyond 2 grams or 2000 milligrams in a day in case of sodium, right? Whereas potassium in a day we need 4700 milligrams, 4.7 grams for adults, right? It's more than double the amount, right? And the thing is, historically, if you see, when humans used to consume natural foods, fruits, fresh fish or fish, cooked fish, and many animal-based products, and most of the natural foods, they have high amount of potassium and generally very low amount of sodium, right? So after we started cooking, we started making all these processed, packaged, and restaurant foods, to make foods more and more tasty, and sometimes in fact to make them more addictive, people started adding lot of salt to the products. So what is happening is, we as humans are consuming much more sodium than we need, but we are consuming much less potassium than we need on a daily basis. So the potassium consumption is going down and the sodium consumption is going up. So this is the reason why so many people are actually diagnosed or even they are suffering from hypertension. And what this potassium does is, this offsets the negative effects of sodium, right? So it's a double benefit. So whenever you are trying to reduce the sodium content of your daily meals, for example, if you are using this low sodium salt, you are basically reducing the amount of sodium, right? Which is good thing because it can reduce the chances of hypertension. And you are increasing the amount of potassium, which also helps, in reducing this hypertension. It's a double impact, right? So that's the reason why this potassium is added, potassium chloride basically. And in fact, one of the problems is majority of the people in the world don't consume enough potassium in their day, in a complete day. So in a way, with this product, we are trying to solve both the problems of reducing the sodium and increasing the potassium consumption, which is a good thing, right? Now let's find out if it is safe for everybody. That is also a very important point, right? So let's find out. So definitely low sodium salt is not safe for everybody, right? So if you look at the people who can be at risk for these products is people who have trouble absorbing potassium, right? Because what we are doing, we are reducing the amount of sodium and we are increasing the amount of potassium, right? So people who are either genetically who have this problem of absorbing potassium, or people with especially chronic kidney diseases, they find out, they have a serious problem absorbing or filtering out this potassium in the kidneys, especially people with chronic kidney diseases. They must avoid this low sodium salt, or at least they should consult a physician before switching to low sodium salt. And some other people who are using ACE inhibitors. So ACE inhibitors are actually hypertensive medications, which generally end with pril, the name of the medicine, the tablet that ends with pril, P-R-I-L, are generally ACE inhibitors. So people who are using these ACE inhibitors and people who have Addison's disease, this is an autoimmune disease where it can be a problem if they are consuming more potassium. So other than these few small set of people, for most of the people, low sodium salt is very, very safe. So these people can consume, normal people can consume low sodium salt. And of course, whenever you are trying to change your diet or physical activity levels or anything, you have to do it very, very slowly, right? So if you are trying to shift to low sodium salt, make sure that in your family as a whole, if anybody is having this chronic kidney disease, Addison's disease, or problem absorbing potassium, so try to be careful, take the precaution and try to consult a physician before switching. But otherwise, for most of the people, it is quite safe. And I have been using this low sodium salt for many, many years, and for whole of our family, and it's perfectly fine, right? And definitely the question that we had, is it a fraud? Definitely it's not a fraud. It's a genuinely good product that is actually useful. And even in the next slides, I'm going to show you that even FDA and World Health Organization is also recommending people to use these low sodium alternatives because they can solve the problem. And only one of the problems here is that misleading marketing can be a problem here. So most of the brands, if you see, they say like heart safe, heart healthy, and this kind of tags they add to these products. Definitely, in taking care of your heart, this is a small part. Definitely low sodium salt can help you, provided you're not using more low sodium salt because the sodium is lesser. So don't think that since you're using low sodium salt, you have that protection and don't use more salt, because that creates the same problem again, right? So use this low sodium salt in the same amount, or try to reduce the amount in general, right? Because any kind of sodium is, whether it is low sodium or normal sodium salt, anything, it's always better to reduce it, right? And if you are switching to low sodium salt, definitely it's a good thing, but don't think that it will solve all of your heart problems and it will completely make your heart healthy, because it doesn't work like that. It's a small part. So to be fit and to have a healthy heart, you need to regularly exercise, especially aerobic exercises like brisk walking, jogging, running, cycling. All these exercises you have to regularly do it, and also keep your stress levels in as much low as possible, basically, right? Whatever you can do to reduce, you can do deep breathing, meditation, yoga and things like that, and try to keep those stress levels lower, and also consuming high nutrient, low calorie food, right? Because if you are consuming high calorie, high salt, high sugary food, the chance of you getting overweight seriously increases, right? And as you increase your weight, your heart becomes like, it gets a lot of problems, right? Because it suffers to pump the blood to the whole body, right? So maintaining that healthy weight is very, very important, right? So you need to have a comprehensive plan to have a healthy heart, and simply one product like low sodium salt is not going to solve all of your problems. But definitely it's not a fraud, and it's a good product that will be actually useful for you in maintaining that healthy heart, right? And coming to the conclusion, the final verdict, so definitely it's a scientifically valid option, and many times food technologists or packaged foods get very bad mouth, right? So people say that every product that is created of the processed foods, packaged foods, all these are very, very unhealthy, and they are trying to increase the number of diseases in people. But this product is genuine a solution to the problem, right? So many times food technologists and companies, they try to create solutions also to the problems, and this is one such solution, right? So that is actually genuinely useful, and try to shift to low sodium salt. Like as I mentioned, there are many brands in the market. You can search with the phrases like low sodium salt in Google or anywhere, that you can actually find many brands wherever you are in the world actually. So definitely this is not a fraud, and whoever have these problems, like I mentioned, some people with chronic kidney diseases or Addison's disease, or people who are using ACE inhibitors, must be cautious and try to consult a physician before shifting to low sodium salt. I think this video is very helpful for you, and if you have any questions related to nutrition, food, preventive healthcare for humans as well as pets, we'll be very happy to answer these questions. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's just 2 clicks. Just subscribe and click the bell icon. And in case you don't like our content in the future, you can unsubscribe it anytime, right? It's just 1 click. So I urge you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thanks a lot for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.